So this parable is often attributed to Sri Ramakrishna, but it was actually told by one of his dear friends, Manlil. And Ramakrishna loved this story so much that he would often encourage Manlil to say it again and again and again. And it goes like this. There was a boat crossing the Ganges, and there were several people on the boat. And one of them was a pundit who was kind of bragging about his scholarly intellect. And so as he sat down, there was a passenger next to him, and he started to make conversation. And he says, so, do you know about the Vedanta? And the passenger said, no, sir, I don't know about the Vedanta. And the pundit kind of rolled his eyes and said, oh, well, do you know about the Upanishads? He says, no, sorry, sir, I don't know about the Upanishads. He says, well, do you know about the Sukya or the Patanjala, or do you know any of that? No, sir. Well, do you know any philosophy at all? And he says, sorry, sir, I don't know any philosophy. So just about then, a storm arose, and the boat started rocking, and the river started going higher and higher and higher, and it was evident that the boat was going to sink. So everyone was scared, and the passenger turned to the pundit and said, sir, do you know how to swim? And the guy said, nope, I don't know how to swim. The passenger looked at him and said, well, sir, I don't know Vedanta, and I don't know the Patanjala, and I don't know the Upanishads, but I know how to swim. So, kind of like, good luck to you. So upon hearing this story, Ramakrishna would laugh and laugh and laugh. And I think he understood the deeper meaning behind it. And there's a lot of different ways you can take this story. So, and I'm going to look at like 3 different levels of understanding. So I think the first level of understanding is, I can relate to this as a mother. If my son comes to me and says, Mom, I'm in college. Great, good, you're in college. And I'm going to be a philosophy major. I would look at him and go, oh, good luck with that. You're going to be a philosophy major. You're not coming home to live with me when you graduate. You might want to go live with your sister who's a business major, because you can get a good job when you're a business major, but not so much when you're a philosophy major. So some people may think that the message within that parable is be practical with your life. Do something that can help feed you, that can help you survive, that can, pay the bills, pay your rent. And then there's another level of understanding if you look at it a little bit more. There's an analogy of the river and the boat. And the analogy could be that, hey, we're all in the same boat. We're in this together as we go through life. And we shouldn't judge other people. We have our gifts. They have their gifts. We're here to help each other learn and grow. It's an experience we're sharing, and everybody's different, but everybody has contributions to make. And so a philosopher may be very scholarly and studied, but when we're in the ocean of life, he's going to sink or swim just like the guy next to him. So I think that's the second level of understanding, is just knowing that we're all equal. We're all in this together. We're all going to sink or swim. So we might as well help each other. And then I think the third level of understanding is more what Ramakrishna was thinking about. And in the gospel says, what use is it to know all these philosophies if you can't cross the river of life? So I think he's telling us that we could know everything by the book. We could have read all the books. We could have memorized all the books. We could have memorized all the books in Sanskrit and sung them. But if we're not out there actually practicing and working and doing what we've learned, then what good is it? So this is our opportunity here in this ocean of life, this river of life, to kind of swim, to use it for the good of humanity, for our friends, for our communities, for our families, for everybody to really go out there and practice it. And learning it by the book is just one way of learning it and practicing it, and that's Jnana Yoga. So there's also Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is the path of love. And I think Ramakrishna practiced this as well, and the Holy Mother certainly practiced this as well. She was a bhakta. But Ramakrishna, there's many stories of how he treated his wife as if she were a goddess. He brought her flowers, like we're bringing flowers to Ramakrishna. He brought her flowers all the time and made her feel loved and safe and cared for. So Bhakti Yoga, the path of love, is another way that we can get there and practice. And Raja Yoga, the path of meditation, going inward, contemplating, taking in the wisdom of the universe, spending time in silence, spending time in nature. That's another way we can learn and get there. And then, of course, Karma Yoga. And Karma Yoga is selfless service. And we can do that through, giving to charities, through helping people. We can do it through any kind of work we do, because it's not really what we do, it's how we do it. Are we doing it with love in our heart? Are we doing it by serving? Are we doing it without expecting anything in return? So those are the 4 yogas and the 4 ways of getting there. And if we could just follow one path, whatever works for us, we'll learn how to cross this river of life and be successful and hopefully realize God and, get the great gifts that are meant to be ours this whole time.